And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the EWC, the Esports World Cup 2025, America's Open Qualifier number 2. Welcome back to our first qualifying match of the broadcast. Here we go. Welcome back to our first best of 5, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the Blue Terran. It is Kelazhur. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Colombian Zerg player, the Red Zerg. It is eGGz. Hello, Evito, Bobby. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of 5 qualifying match. It's going to be an interesting one here. Again, both players are, I would say, some of the best players in all of Latino America, but likewise, both players have also been a little bit inactive, especially during the off-season. We've seen less of eGGz, and we've seen less of Kelazhur. They did take some time off. Now they're here, now they are back, and how do they compare to each other? We're here to find out. Historically, I would say that Kelazhur is favored, but in current StarCraft, it's harder to say. It is hard to say. For now, though, 2x Reaper. 2x Reaper out of Kelazhur. We might see a 3x in the main. We could commit a little bit harder here, but for the time being, it is going to be 2x Reaper here from our Terran to get across the map, to wreak some havoc, to contain the Zerg on 2 bases, and to get an economic lead early on, to make the Zerg as uncomfortable as possible. Let's go. Let us go. Meanwhile, I believe other qualifying matches are underway as well as we speak. I believe they are underway. Also, I do apologize. I didn't realize that we were the only English casters today. I'm a little bit surprised. I swear I saw Steadfast earlier. I think Steadfast, yeah, he was with us. He was casting the European qualifier. He was covering the European qualifier, and I just assumed that he would do the same and cover the NA qualifier as well. I'm a little bit surprised that didn't happen. I hope everything's okay. Hope all is well in the household of Monsieur Steadfast. But yeah, usually we have at least one other English caster alongside us, but not today, surprisingly, not today. So it's just ourselves, Cosmos, and Enki. Enki, of course, casting in Spanish, and Cosmos, of course, casting in Portuguese or Brazilian. Oh, as one drone goes down already. Aye, one drone, 2 Lings. Nice damage already here from the side of Kelazhur, and he's not done. We have more Reapers on the way. Now, bear this in mind, it's 2x Reaper into a natural base. The natural is already on the horizon. Already building up, and we do check, we do confirm, we do rotate, and we get eyes on the hatchery. Ooh, Kelazhur overextends. Yeah, it does overextend. A little bit of miscontrol as well. Does pull away the wrong Reaper. And eGGz, he's holding on, and it looks like eGGz, he should save the base. If Kelazhur didn't lose his Reaper, then he could force a cancel, but after losing one of his Reapers here, he's down to 3, soon to be up to 4 Reapers. That's not enough. Not enough to force a cancel. Honestly, eGGz has a pretty nice start here. Pretty strong start to the game. Roach 1 has been thrown down. eGGz rushing into Roaches. The Reapers there denied the scouts. Ooh, they don't get behind the mineral line. More importantly, though, Link Speed kicks in. Gets 1. Takes out 1 Reaper. What I was going to say, more importantly, Kelazhur, he does not scout the gas. He does not check the gases. He is not aware. Not aware of what's going on. So Kelazhur's in the dark. Now, the other dangerous thing here, the dangerous thing about going for a Roach push, and the dangerous thing for Kelazhur is his production. Everything is here on the low ground, so typically a Roach push and Roach aggression can gain control of the low ground, and the Terran player just lifts. They just lift the CC, they get a bunker on the high ground, and they just defend on 2 bases. They get a 3rd CC, and then they break out and the game continues. But here it's very different. Here, if Kelazhur loses control of the natural, he loses control of the production, because everything is here. Both Raxes, the factory, and the starport as well. It's all centralized at that natural base, and eGGz, he's going for the kill. He's going for the all-in. Roach, Ravager, Ling all-in here from eGGz. It does cut works at 24. He's not droning. He's not saturating. It's all or nothing. And Kelazhur, he just now knows. Now he confirms. Now he realizes. And can he do anything about it? There's a Liberator on the way. Marauder production has begun. No bunker. The bunker just now starting. It's so heavily delayed here. And we'll see if Kelazhur can buy time. Let's see if he can buy some time. Files on the depot. Tech lab goes down. Hellions, they deterring kind of Lings. Speaking of, the first Marauder actually going to be targeted down. He gets the Marauder, the Biles. Oh my god, they've rained down on the army. And the army zoned away from the bunker. The bunker will complete, but it doesn't matter. There's only one Marine in said bunker. Likewise, Lings are putting in. Biles zoning back the Hellions. Oh my god, forcing him back. And eGGz has done it. eGGz, he has done it. He has broken the natural, surrounds the Hellions, breaks out of the bunker, busts into the mineral line, and again, there's just nothing here. And again, we cannot afford to give up the natural. Not like this. Just camping that production. And again, eGGz just abusing this position here from Kelazhur. Taking down every single SCV, at least in the natural. Now moving into the main. Boys are being pulled. Hellion gets targeted. There is a Banshee on the way. The Banshee will eventually defend, but at what cost? At what cost? As Lings, they flood into the main. Oh, Biles didn't quite connect. But nice kiting here from eGGz. Again, collapsing on top of those Hellions. Gets into the natural. Lings, they do line up for a moment, but alas, they're just collapsing on top of the Hellions. They collapse in. The final Hellion is going to go down. There's no way out of this. There's no way out. And eGGz looking to kick things off with a win. With a cheeky win here. Oh my, the mules are crazy. Triple CC. Triple orbital, triple mule, but GG gets called an eGGz, and he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. eGGz, he will take a lead in the series again. Was able to punish Kelazhur. Kelazhur, he was not able to scout the Roach War, and not just that. What's important, he didn't see the gas. The gas is easier to scout, easier to confirm in the main, but it was not seen by Kelazhur, and without that, he had no information, he had no realization of what was happening until it was too late. Until it was already knocking down his front door. GG. GG, well played. With that, eGGz does take lead in the series, and we'll see if Kelazhur can bounce back. I mean, we know he can, but will he? Pressure is on. The pressure is on. Glad you're here for a second. Oh, thank you. Like, no, thank you, thank you. Here we go. Meanwhile, Cosmos has joined us, which means did the Masters series finish? That would have been fast. No shot. I'll be honest, I assumed that Cosmos was with Master. Oh no, sorry, he was with an Inexorable. Ah, I see. Went to the ace match, went Mute. Mute takes down an Inexorable, and I believe they're in a qualifying match. Likewise, Master, he's waiting for the winner of Dolan and Yen. Meanwhile, Future, I believe Future did take down Fox 3-0, and Future, he is now qualified for the closed qualifier. Congratulations to Future. Someone was asking about Elizayo earlier, and I believe Elizayo is Future. I believe that is the case. So Future, he has made it through. But here we go. We're now getting into our next game and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner. Bottom left-hand corner here of Leylines. We have the Brazilian Terran player, the Red Terran. Oh, down in the series, we'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is a Kelazhur. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. Oh my god, he's going for a 13-12? What is happening? Jesus. We have the Colombian Zerg player himself, the Red Zerg. It is eGGz. Ay. Okay. Sorry, it's just a little bit caught off guard here. Now, Bane busts aren't really seen too often in this matchup. I would imagine this has to be for a Roach Rush, right? That would make the most sense in my mind, to open up Lings and then to go for a Roach one behind this. We'll see how eGGz does piece this all together. Technically, you can Bane bust with this as well. True, you can. We have access to early Link speed. But we'll see. Is it Link speed or is it Roaches? What's it gonna be? As eGGz, he is looking to be hyper aggressive here. We have the answer at Link speed. Okay, Link speed, not Roaches. And he pulls out a gas, so not going for a Bane bust, just a Link flood. Okay, so Lings are amassing. Meanwhile, Kelazhur going for his SCV scout, thankfully, is moving out with the SCV. And we'll see what he can scout, we'll see what he can confirm. But yes, we are going to be joined by Cosmos, by Enki as well. Fala galera, papi, fala galera. See Dinagano in the chat. Meanwhile, eGGz, he does sneak out across the map. He hides the Lings. The SV does scout. The SV does confirm that the hatchery is so late, so delayed. Lings are revealed that he does get across the map, going for the Reaper. Ooh, doesn't quite get this around. Ling speed is still in production. He will delay the CC. He will get that at least. Marine is on the way. SV goes down. And right now, the goal here should be to bait out the Reaper. Should be to pull away, bait out the Reaper, then surround. Ling speed is done in 8 seconds. Lings, they back off. More Lings are amassing, and soon we can pull the straight. He's going for it. Yeah, he does go for it. There goes Ling speed kicks in. Reaper pulls away, and the Reaper does go down. Massive pick off. But the wall is open. Yeah, the wall is up. The wall is up and running. The CC is going to be delayed. Behind this, eGGz is joining. eGGz is joining up, taking an expansion. Does force a cancel, but he cannot break the main. Not like this. Meanwhile, Kelazhur building up one base. Going for Hellions, going for a CC on the high ground. And is this enough damage is the question. Kelazhur's up in workers. And he's up in workers here. He's going for his 1-1-1 setup. eGGz, he will eventually catch up and eventually overtake as he's running up as hard as possible. But the question becomes, is eGGz going to be ready here for the follow-up? What are we going for? Oh, a reacted Hellion. Reacted Hellions are building up. eGGz, he is claiming his third. Basically, can eGGz survive against a Hellion counterattack? There's going to be a lot of Hellions. Likewise, Tech Lab and also been, so it's going to be a Hellion Cloak Banshee. Lings, they confirm.
Our forces are under attack.
Overload into the main. You want to make sure there's no Hellbat push or BCs. eGGz just ensuring what's going on. Behind this, he does need a higher queen count. He's only on 3. Only 3 queens. Future's really good. Yeah. Future is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's crazy. Hellions are being active. Behind this, going for the faster lair. This is what, like a 4-minute lair timing? Jesus. So really early lair here out of eGGz. Going for roaches. So it's going to be a roach follow-up. Hellions poking in. So far, eGGz in position. eGGz is ready. As Kelazhur is not stopping Hellion production, by the way. He's up to 7, soon to be up to 9 Hellions. And Hellions here for Kelazhur. Does build up. That's Kelazhur moving out. Being active, looking for a way in. Tempted to dive. He's going for it. Yeah, he does go for the dive. Lings are somewhat in position. Forced to engage. But not yet. But nice movement here from Kelazhur. Does kite away. Shuts down all the Lings. There's even a chamber block. But the drones are stacking up. No, the stacking. Yeah, drones are stacking. 2 drones going down from now. Up to 5, up to 7. 7 drones do fall. At the same time, Banshees, they do hit the 3rd base. And eGGz, he's just torn apart. He's just torn apart. This is game-winning damage. 18 drone kills. We spoke about it. The question becomes, or the question after the attack was, will eGGz survive the Hellion counterattack? The answer is no. The answer is eGGz will be crippled. 21 drone kills. And now he's forced into an all-in, but that's what the Banshees are for. They hit to shut down the Roaches. The Roaches, they do nothing. We have a handful of Lings. We have Overlord Speed on the way. It looks like a German taxi. It looks like an all-in German taxi here from eGGz. But he is so stifled. Here come the Dropper Lords, here come the Queens. eGGz, he's down to 27 workers. He barely has an economy. Ay. He just did not do enough in the early game. Did not do enough damage. And Diego is here to ensure that there's just no way back into this. Now, he will miss the all-in as the Roachling does move out. He will spot the Dropper play. That is a tell. He knows. Oh my god. One queen goes down. And back at home, we have a full wall. We have a bunker. We have tanks on the way as well. The Hex, he cannot touch this wall. Not on his own, or with just Lings. He needs Ravagers. So, one Ravager. Oh god. Oh god. One Ravager's on the way. Let's go. There's no making this. Like, Kelazhur does pull a couple of boys just to be safe. Got the one Ravager. The Banshees, they can turn around. They can and they will. Oh, being caught by the Queens. Okay. Let's go. Nice control there by eGGz. Dodge it in the Banshees. Now up to 2, soon to be 3 Ravagers. Let's go. Speaking of 3 Ravagers, we have 3 bunkers. And eGGz is still not droning. eGGz is still hyper committed. Just now spreading creep. Miles on the wall. Kelazhur in the midst of expanding. Now, eGGz does have a massive amount of links here. If he can knock down that wall, if he can knock down the wall, then he can send it. Even then, it's not going to be easy, but it's possible. Marines, they stim in, they catch a queen. Catch out a queen. There, it does pull away. Does pull away. Nice steaming on the Ravager. Lings, they try to engage, but they cannot. Yeah, the position here, the choke point is just too brutal. GG gets called. The writing was on the wall. And Kelazhur ties up the series at 1-1. We have a back and forth. GG, well played. Again, it was a cheeky build there by eGGz initially, going for the 13-12 and rushing into early link speed, but unfortunately he did not do enough damage. He was able to cancel the CC, that is true, but he needed more than that. And again, he just wasn't quite able to pull it off. GG. Congratulations. Congratulations. Here we go. As we are getting into our next game, getting into game number 3, and we'll see how this story ends. We'll see how this story continues. Here we go. So I don't see eGGz doing that again. I will say that. Don't see him doing it again. Here we go. As we are getting to our next game here, as we're looking to determine who will take a lead in the series. Will this go the way of our Terran or our Zerg player? Let's go. We're here to find out. As spawning in the right hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the blue Terran tying out the series, fighting back, putting a point on the board. It is Kelazhur. It is Diego. And spawning in the bottom hand corner, we have the Colombian Zerg player, the red Zerg, being forced into a tight series. We'll see if we bring it back. It is eGGz. Here we go. And this time, we're droning. This time, eGGz, he's droning up. This time, eGGz, he is expanding as well. It's crazy. I know. He is expanding. He's droning. We are settling in. We're calming down. Again, last game he went for a 13-12, like crazy gas for shenanigans. It was wild. But not this time. We have much more, as we have much more standard starts. Likewise, both players can now embrace some more standard early to mid game, but we are loading into Ultra Love. True, welcome on to Ultra Love. Ultra Love is one of the smaller maps in the map pool, one of the more aggressive maps as well. We've seen a lot of German taxis, we've seen a lot of 8-Raxes, we've seen a lot of all-ins. Now, because aggression is often favored on this map, I lean towards eGGz not playing Ling Bane, but playing Roaches instead. Typically, Roach play is considered to be safer in this matchup, to be much safer and to be much more secure, but it does come down to eGGz. Does come down to our Zerg player here. See how he does approach this. Likewise to our Terran as well. So now we are building up. No shenanigans yet. We'll keep an eye open here for the timing of the starport, for the timing of the CC, for the tech of choice, how the gas is going to be spent out of eGGz. Now everything's looking normal, at least for now. As the Reaper does poke in. Does poke in. Once again, just going to be threatening third CC before the starport, so economic follow-up here out of Kelazhur. Everything looking normal from our Terran player. And likewise, eGGz still droning, claiming his third base, keeping up with the Reapers. There's nothing to hide, but Kelazhur just trying to make sure that that's the case. I mean, again, eGGz has been very aggressive this series, so I do not blame Kelazhur at all for being wary of the shenanigans. Don't blame him. Likewise, behind this, there's that tech lab on the ranks, getting ready for the add-on swap into, once again, Reaper Hellion. Now, what haven't we seen here from eGGz yet? I mean, we did see some straight-up Ling Bane against Tavito, at least. We did see that. True, true. Did have that kind of play from eGGz. But we should soon be seeing our tech. We should soon be seeing any kind of confirmation here of that Roach Warren or the Bailey Nest. Meanwhile, Cloak is on the way, as to be expected. We did see the add-on swap set up earlier. Everything looking as it should here. Hellions are building up. Hellions are poking across the map. Doesn't quite commit. Just rotating over. But now just going to be rotating. Likewise, double Evo Chamber confirms Ling Bane. I mean, by now we would have already seen a Roach Warren, so double Evo Chamber, a little bit of a greedier response here out of eGGz, but I want to say this is the most standard game that we've seen so far of our players. Let's go. We haven't actually experienced proper Ling Bane against bio play. The reason for this is, remember, game 1, Kelazhur did go for the initial 2-Rax Reaper, and we did see eGGz punish it with Roaches. And we had game 2, of course, with eGGz going for the crazy early gas and early Ling Flood. But now we have some standard play. Ooh, getting up to a 5-Rax setup. This feels like the beginning of an 8-Rax. This does feel like the beginning of the end here. Of a 3-base all-in. Meanwhile, eGGz still holding his own. Holding his own, building up. Gonna secure himself. Again, still looking for a way in. Just clearing up a lot of creep, actually. Creep is going down. Rotates back over towards the mineral line. Ooh. Drone's under fire for a moment. Fear that, be careful. Banshees, they get a queen. Queen goes down, Spore out of position. And more workers going to be falling. This is getting out of hand. This is already becoming a little bit too much. Queen's have to respond, but again, they're out of position. The Spore relocates. repositions, and once again, that's going to be 6 drone kills. Lings, they do force the CC to lift, and Hellions are going down. Okay. Oh my god, they get roasted though. The Lings, they get roasted. Hellions, they survive, they defend, they protect the third base. Now Kelazhur can land, and the Banshees, they back off. The Banshees did escape, did survive. Ay, ay, ay. As Kelazhur gets the hell out of there. Does pull out. X still looking for a way in. But again, X, he took just so much economic damage. Right now, he's behind. Like, X, he has to redraw, has to resaturate. Behind this, taking him into a fast infestation pit. This can lead into fast ultras. But Kelazhur is already here. He's already pushing out. And X is not ready. X, he's not ready for this. Has to back up, has to pull away. The base is under fire. X, he does catch reinforcements. Getting some SCVs, not bad. Nice kiting here from Kelazhur, getting us over the Queens. No, the Queens are going to go down as well. Yeah, Queens, they try to commit in. Tank boys are brutal. One Queen does fall. Yeah, gets one. Oh, gets two. And now we have reinforcements. Now he defends back at home. Getting even more Queens. X is holding though. X is holding. Oh, good. He's holding on for now. Banshees to get another Queen. And that was happening until 5. 5 Queens and 105 Lings. That's a lot of Zerglings. He's not done. Yeah, Kelazhur, he maintains momentum. Eggs, he's still in trouble. Banelings, they're about to be found. They do get caught out. They're denied. Eggs trying to be active. Trying to do whatever he can to just force Kelazhur back home. And X is redroning. He's redroning, getting into Baneling speed. Hive is on the way. I'm really curious to see what this Hive is for. Is it just for Vipers, or do we really plan on rushing into Ultras? I mean, that would in a sense, I mean, tech-wise it makes sense. There's no Hydrogen, so it would have to be Ultras. Oh. These Banshees are still gaining value though. Still gaining so much value. Kelazhur stepping in. Oh, we'll take a fungal to the face. Very nice fungal. Yeah, the fungals are on point and massive connections, and this is what Eggs needed. Kelazhur still ahead, but Eggs, he does fight back. Does fight back. Very nice fungal. Ooh, has to be careful not to throw away that lead or throw away his advantage. As Kelazhur still has more momentum. Another fungal grazes the army. Shuts down some of those Lings. Those are still pushing forward. Going for the expansion. And he will get it. So just barely in time. Hot pickup. Ooh, does save all the medevacs. Doesn't lose a single unit. Better trades here from Kelazhur. Likewise, dropping back into the main. Catching out more workers. More drones going to be falling. Ooh. As Kelazhur maintains that lead, getting a 4th. Remember, he wasn't 8-raxing, he was only setting up 5. Just a 5-rack setup. We spoke about the Ultra Cavern. There it is. Ultra Cavern has been thrown down alongside the Spire, but the problem is that X has no money. X, he has no economy here. He lost bases, he lost workers. He's still only on 70 workers as well. He has to redrone, he still has to resaturate. Like, these have been some rough losses here for Eggs. And Kelazhur is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. Getting out of control. Dropping into the main. Oh, oh my god. Bungles, they catch some of the army at least. Likewise. Oh my god, that's a kill. Late reaction there by Kelazhur. He did not lift in time. That was a kill, not a cancel, not a lift right at all. 17 SCVs. Okay. eGGz getting damage done. Meanwhile, he defends back at home. Ultras are revealed, but oh god, he's still losing bases. For every one thing that eGGz gets across the map, like Kelazhur, he just responds in kind. And then some. Gets another expansion. Takes down 12 drones, going back into the main. The spawning pool is on half HP. Shouldn't get it though. Yeah, should not get it. As he is cleaned up. We can see Kelazhur rotating over towards the right hand side. Banelings are limited. 3-3s on the way. Kelazhur, does he have a Ghost Academy? He does not. No Academy. Does he need it though? How many Ultras? One. One Ultra. Kindness plating is a factor. Okay, is done. That Ultra is tanky. It doesn't matter. The Mass Marine is too much. And again, eGGz, he just can't afford anything here. That's the problem. He just lost so many bases, so many workers. Those are pushing forward. I mean, Fungal's here on the Medivacs at least. That's all that eGGz is really getting. Lingsley once again counter-attack. He wants that CC again. He wants it. He wants the base. Gets into the mid-line. Gets more CVs. 7 more workers going down. Again, not bad. Taking down a tank as well. These are nice little pickoffs here and there, but not good enough. Kelazhur switching into Marauder production. Still no Ghost. Still no Ghost Academy. Would make things easier, but I mean, Kelazhur doesn't need it, to be honest. He's fine. He's perfectly fine. But Kelazhur has to calm down. Falling back, Kelazhur is about to max out. Again, I do feel like he can afford a Ghost Academy if he so chose to. Let's get into Ghost and make things a lot easier. Just saying. Nice kiting. Pulls back against the Banelings. Starts stepping against eGGz. eGGz, he just wants hugs. Oh my god. The mind shot's slow. Yeah, brutal connections. GG gets called. The writing was on the wall for quite some time here in Kelazhur. Diego, he will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. Oh my god. And again, it was just a really rough start. The initial Hellion Banshee aggression was insane from Kelazhur, able to deal so much damage across the map. Likewise, eGGz, he couldn't quite counterattack. He had a hard time dealing with the first push. I'm referring to the bio tank push after the economic damage. eGGz was just on the back foot from almost the beginning, from the initial Hellion Banshee aggression, and he couldn't quite recover. There were some nice moments, like the Ling run by. They got 17 SCVs and they got a base, true. The Fungal as well. Like, there were some nice moments there for eGGz, but only moments. And the reality is that still didn't really help him recover economically. Despite killing a base, despite killing a mineral line, he was also losing like 12 drones across the map. Like, it didn't matter, unfortunately. It allowed him to stay in the game longer, but didn't allow him to recover. It shows just how much damage Kelazhur had dealt. It was brutal. GG. GG well played. With that, Kelazhur is on match point. Kelazhur, Diego, he needs one more game to claim the series. We'll see if he can. We'll see if he can. The pressure is on. Well, pressure's on eGGz, I should say, to recover, to bounce back. Let's go. Let us go. As up next, we're going to be loading into Tokamak. Tokamak is going to be game 4. And again, I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping that we can sink our teeth into the series. The pressure is on eGGz. Tokamak is known for more longer macro games. Your bases are safer here because your rush distance by ground is longer. The bases are just more defendable as well. So again, we should be seeing eGGz having a bit of an easier time this time against the Hellion Banshee aggression. But we'll see. It still comes down to the player micro, to the player control. here we go. Spawning in the right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Brazilian Terran player. We have the blue Terran leading the series 2-1, and 1 game away from claiming the series. It is Kelazhur. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player from Colombia down in the series 2-1, but 1 game away from forcing the ace match. Can he bring us to game 5? It is eGGz. eGGz got egged. Oh no. I appreciate that we're not sticking to the same pun. You know, we already had someone we already had eGGz's opponent getting scrambled earlier. Someone got egged. We need to boil someone. We need to Can eGGz flip Kelazhur sunny side up? Can he let's go. Can he poach him? Who's gonna get poached? And now I'm just thinking about French toast. That's like I'm not even hungry. Like I had noodles earlier. I'm very full. Very full. But it's been a hot minute. It's been a good amount of months, if not a year. So since I had some nice French toast. Good amount of months. But now we do have our standard openers here back at home for the most part. Nothing too crazy yet. Again, welcome to Tokamak. As we mentioned before, longer rush distance by ground here on this map. Is longer rush distance by ground. And again, the 3rd and 4th bases are a little bit more centralized. On a lot of these other maps, the 3rd and 4th bases are more spread out. They're a little more spread out. They're a little more isolated. And on top of that, usually these rocks are not here. On the other maps like Pylon, on the other maps like Maganatha as well, and I'm sure there are other examples that I can't name off the top of my head. Persephone, the area in between is open, and as a result, the aggressing player can rotate between the 3rd, the natural, and the 4th base as well. But here on Tokamak, that's not the case. Here we have rocks, so again, it is just more defendable. There are a lot of features here that do help when it comes to set early game defense. So we often see longer games. Often, but not always. You can still be aggressive in other ways, of course. We'll see how our players will approach this. Speaking of being aggressive, never mind, Roachhorn's on the way. We can see that we have Link Speed on the way at a regular timing, but eGGz, he stays in gas. He stays in gas. He does commit. Does double down. Oh. As they do sneak out across the map. They will delay. And again, this forces Reaver back home. I'll show you this does tell us this wasn't earlier pool timing. And earlier gas timing as well. So Link Speed does kick in. So my apologies. Was earlier Link Speed, earlier Links, and earlier Roaches as a result. Let's go. So 8 Roaches on the way. Now, I believe behind this we can still drone. This doesn't have to be an all-in. This can just be to maintain control of the natural and then drone up behind it. But that is Lings on the way. We're going to be reinforcing with Lings. eGGz, he's committing. Likewise, the gas that he's banking up, he can spend on Ravagers. Speaking of, there we go. Ravagers are on the way. And Kelazhur now scouts. Now he scouts. Now he knows he does spot the Roaches. Behind this, how are we setting up? Banshee's on the way. No bunker on the high ground. No bunker on the low ground either. We need a bunker somewhere. Without them, the Roaches have arrived. They force their way in. Boys being pulled away. Ooh, and eGGz, can he get on top of that depot? He can. Yeah, the depot will not raise. Hellions do what they can as well. They mow through some of those Roaches. But the Roaches are just so tanky. And eGGz, he breaks in. He does bust in. 2 Hellions left. Down to 2 Hellions. The Banshee has arrived. Ooh, wild friendly fire. 12, 14 SCVs. That's a good start, but ideally we need more. eGGz, he's still behind economically. eGGz, he still only has 21 drones. against the 26 SCVs of Kelazhur, and Kelazhur, he holds, he shuts down the aggression. Kelazhur, he still has the higher worker count, still has a better economy. Likewise, he still has map control as well, as the Banshees do move out. eGGz, overload speed. Overload speed, this typically signifies an all-in. So the initial aggression failed. It did not do enough. So we just double down and we get ready for the next wave. We get ready for the queen drop. We get ready for the drop of lords. See Madvac does get out across the map. Does get out, does nibble away at the drones. Overload speed is still on the way. No detection. Yeah, no, Jesus. No, it just sank in, but no detection, Pappy. The one hero cloak Banshee before the all-in could get going, before we can load up any kind of drop lords. The cloak Banshee pops off. GG, well played, and Kelazhur will qualify for the EWC Esports World Cup 2025 America's Closed Qualifier. GG, well played. Again, I myself am a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, just because we have been casting for quite some time. We've been up for quite some time casting, but regardless, GG, well played. Again, unfortunately, no detection, no setup, no overseer, no spore, so the cloak Banshee does straight up in the game. Even without it, it was a really rough position for eGGz. eGGz, he did not do enough damage earlier. He was able to kill some workers, but we did point out that after the aggression subsided, despite being all in initially, despite being hyper aggressive, eGGz was down in workers. He was still down in workers. He was still not quite where he needs to be economically, and with that, GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Congratulations to Kelazhur, as he does qualify for the closed qualifier. And the question becomes, who's up next? What's going on? What is remaining here? I can already answer that, but let's have a look together. Let's have a look together here. Let's check out the brackets.